All right, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So let's get right into this video and let's talk about how you're a gem. So I'm not trying to gas someone up. Well, I am trying to gas you guys up, but don't let it get to your head, right? But you probably already know this. I'm just confirming it to you. So you know that you're a person that's sensitive and you're able to boost people up like in an instant. Like everything that you speak is always gonna be positive. Because you're not a person that likes the dark. You just don't do things that are dark. You're gonna hurt yourself doing these things, right? And the reason that you're this gem is because the way you speak to people and just do things, it's not normal, right? It's peculiar. Like, what you've probably already seen this before too. You speak to certain people, and then instead of just being like some small talk, you just start a whole conversation like in an instant. Or like you talk to somebody that's could be down in the dumps or in like the dark, and you speak a few things to them, and like you raise up their whole spirit back up, and they all of a sudden they become happy again, and they see you as this person that's kind of like a they see you as this person that makes them feel a lot better. And it's because that's what you're made to do. You're created to boost people up. That's all that comes out of your mouth all the time. No death ever comes out your mouth when you talk. It's hard for you to even speak death because you're gonna do it and you're gonna be like, why am I even doing that? Like, why did I even say that? Right? You get heavily convicted about doing these things. And this is why God keeps you hidden for long times, or like you go certain paths and it doesn't work out, or like you go hang out with some people and then something happens that prevents that, or like you do hang out with these people and you find out something about them and you leave. It's because your whole purpose is different. Your whole personality is different. You have a whole different spirit to you. And since you're chosen out of the world, your ability to see everything is like your eyes are wide open pretty much. You have strong discernment. Your eyes are completely open, and you have to be really careful about who you speak to, because a lot of people that you talk to, because you speak so clearly and like everything you say boosts people up, they're gonna want to like be around you a lot. And just like a gem, right? Like a gem, everyone's gonna be like, whoa, what is that? Or like a diamond, they're gonna be like, wait, something's different about this one. This one's shiny, right? This is a shiny piece. Something's cool about this one. That's how you are. And the reason you're a gem is just because, just as I said, like you act completely different than most people of the world do. You don't act the same. You don't see things as competition. This is another way you know if you're truly godly or chosen, is that you've always seen just fellowship with people. Your whole motive with people is always fellowship. It's never like, oh, what do I have that's better than them? Or are they better than me? Or do they have this or that? Do they look like this? Do they do this? Do they do that? You're a person that's never really done that. This is why jealousy or envy is really extremely difficult to even happen. Like, you're a person that probably never gets jealous, or you'll get jealous for like a tiny little bit, but then it stops because of your spirit. Your spirit doesn't let these things happen, and that's the reason that you're this gem in people's lives, because you don't act the same and people see it. That they see that you speak differently. You say different things. You say stuff that like boosts them up, and like they're genuine, and it just comes out of you. Like, people could tell it just comes out of you. Like, sometimes you might not even try to say it. You just speak it. You just speak life. And depending on who you are, this has probably happened to you, and you might have been talking to like one person, and then you might have just said a few words, because your voice also does have like an effect. You just have a different sounding voice. Everyone that's chosen has a different, like something different about their voice. It sounds like almost otherworldly. It sounds kind of different. It's just a different type of voice. And you'll speak to like somebody, say a few things, and like you say something that makes them feel really good, and you just say it authentically. And then you might be around like some people, and then another person comes to you, then another person comes to you, then another person comes to you, and you just get viewed as this prize, like this prize piece. And this is why you have to be really careful, because just like a gem, a lot of people are gonna want that. They're gonna be like, who is that? Like, who is this person? But on the bad side is you've probably attracted a lot of like wicked people, right? Because you do speak authentically and you make people feel good about themselves, they're going to want to take from you. They're going to want to take that spirit so that they can kind of just like take your energy pretty much. And if you don't be careful, if you do this with too many people, then you're going to be completely drained. And this is why it's good that you have a sensitivity about yourself too, because if you didn't have this sensitivity, you would never understand. I mean, you would never kind of learn what you're doing, because then you wouldn't feel bad about doing things. You wouldn't see that you're leading yourself into a bad path. But that sensitivity always helps you, because you start to feel different. You're like, okay, I don't feel good. This is why if you're chosen, it's really important to move based on your spirit. Based on your spirit, not just your brain or your heart, but your spirit. Like, what does your spirit feel? If you're doing something and you kind of feel like it's like wrong, or you're like, it just doesn't feel right to you, then you gotta leave. You have to follow that intuition that you have, that God-given intuition. But yeah, you are a gem though. You are a gem in people's lives, and just like a gem, the gem is highly valuable, but also fragile. Like, you have to take care of it. And you're a person that you're a person that feels things deeply, right? You just feel things, whether you're a man or a woman. You feel things, right? And you feel things stronger than others. It's because you have spiritual gifts, so you can see like intentions clearly, and you can see like the truth about things. And whenever the truth gets revealed, it always becomes painful, right? And you can see the truth really fast, and you're just like, man, I shouldn't have been there, or like, oh, I wish I didn't know that, right? But you can't, because your eyes are wide open, so you're always going to be aware of things. It's just how it is. But yeah, you're not really viewed as someone worldly in this world. You're not really viewed as someone worldly in this world. You're viewed as just like, when people see you, they can't really quite understand like what you do or who you are, or like how you act or how you're gonna act, or like they can't really put a grip on it, because they see you, they're like, there's something just different about this person. And you probably had people tell you that before too. Like, they'll tell you something like, there's something about you, the way you move, the way you talk. It's like something about you is just different. It's like you look like you're just from somewhere else. Like, they'll just say that. They'll just assume you might be from another country or something. But like, they'll say that. They'll be like, something about you is completely different. Like, you look like you're from, they might say you're from, depending on how you look like, you might be from Brazil or something. They'll be like, are you from Brazil? Or like, they'll just say something like that, because they can't really understand. They're like, who is this person? And then you might tell them, it's like, no, I was born here. I've been living here for, 20 years. And they won't even believe you. They'll be like, what? You live here? It's because you have your own just unique personality, and it just comes out. And you're not a person that conforms to things, so you don't start to act like how people in the area around you act like, right? Because you can't do it, because you're completely different. You picked out of that. You picked out of fitting in the world, so you act like yourself pretty much. And when people see that, this is why you get so much attention if you're like in like public places or something, because they see someone with a completely different spirit, like you're acting different. You have a different mood to you. They're like, you're not acting at the same level as everyone else is acting. When people go around in groups, most people are kind of in the same type of feeling, pretty much in the same type of spirit. Like, if it's a happy place, everyone's happy. If everyone's just kind of acting the same. But for you, you walk in and you just have a whole different type of spirit to you, and like, they'll see that, they'll be like, whoa, this person stands out for some reason. Like, who is this person? And it goes way deeper than like superficial things like looks, or like money, or like clothes or stuff. It goes deeper than that. And before you understood this, it was probably kind of weird to you, because this goes all the way since you were a child. Because ever since you were a child, you've always had wide open eyes too, and you were really intelligent. You didn't really do the same things as other people did. You weren't a follower. You just liked like the things that you liked. You just liked what you liked, and anywhere you walk, you would always stand out. And it would be kind of like almost annoying, because you're like, you may not even want to speak to somebody, but then someone's gonna come and talk to you, or like kind of like bug you or whatever. And it's been happening since you were younger. 100% guarantee it. And you're just like, man, why can't I even chill? Like, why is everyone always like acting like I'm like an alien or something, right? Or like I'm something different. So that's just how it is. It's a spiritual thing. It's not a physical. It's all in the spirit. The way people could feel it in the spirit that you're something like, they can't put a grip on it. They're like, who is this person? Who, like, this person acts so different, right? But yeah, you are a gem. You're a gem. You're a gem in people's lives. But gems have to be highly taken care of. So don't forget to take care of yourself, like from what you eat, what you drink, taking care of like mental health, praying, your prayer life, and everything. Just you gotta treat yourself like a gem because that's what you are. And if you don't, just like I talked about in one of my older videos, where if you're chosen, you can't really eat this, like the American diet, right? Or like highly processed stuff. You can't really do these things if you start to eat just like chips all day, or just like, not that you can't eat these ever, but if you do, if your diet just consists of like just only like pizza, chips, and like candy and like all this nasty stuff, since you're sensitive, you're gonna start to feel really bad. You're gonna be like, man, I feel terrible. Like I just don't feel good. Like I don't feel right. Like your whole body doesn't feel right. Your whole spirit doesn't feel right. Like nothing feels right. So it's important you gotta treat yourself like a gem, like a gemstone, because that's what God wants you to do. He wants to keep you holy too. So he doesn't want you to put anything unholy inside of you. He doesn't want you to put nasty things inside of you, doing nasty things. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys like the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. All right, I feel like I've been talking forever, but God bless you guys.